Hey guys, it's Zero bringing another Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary. Playing something a little bit different today, actually playing hardcore domination. And I am not a huge fan of the hardcore game type. Generally when I play it I just run into a bunch of people sitting in corners waiting for somebody to run by. But this game there actually wasn't too much of that. I think I only got one corner camper death. So it was actually pretty decent gameplay. I also think that I got killed by my own team as much as I did by the enemy team, but you know, that's one of the dangers of hardcore. I'm using the Type 25 in this. I don't really like the Type 25 all that much. I mean, it's not a bad gun. I just, for some reason, struggle very heavily with it. But I am trying to get everything diamond again. You know, for those of you who don't know, I was a prestige master at one point with everything diamond, and then the game got stale, so I reset my stats and kind of regretted it every day since. But I'm working on getting everything diamond again, so the Type 25 is the next assault rifle that I need to gold out. I think so far I have the MTAR, the FAL, the SCAR, the M8A1, and the AN94 all gold. So just got I think just this one, the M27, and the SMR left. The SMR is going to be the giant pain in the butt to do. For some reason I despise that gun. I know it's not too much different than the FAL, but to me it just seems like night and day. Like I can use the FAL beautifully. I can't trigger the SMR correctly. I just end up sitting there, you know, hitting the trigger but not shooting. So I'm not sure what that's about. You know, it's definitely a fault on my end. The gun itself is good. I just can't use it for some reason. So it was playing in this lobby, and we had a teammate who started making racist comments. You know, I don't understand the point of doing that. You know, obviously you're not standing in front of somebody, so, well, I mean, I guess I do understand the point. As if you were talking like this guy talked, and there's my first team death. If you were talking like this guy talked in real life around a black person, then, you know, you'd probably get your butt stomped. But because it's the internet, and nobody's invented a way to punch somebody in the face over TCP/IP yet, you know, people get on Xbox Live and feel like, you know, oh, hey, I can say this. You know, and then they try to pass it off as if, you know, I'm just Xbox trolling. You know, how you act when there are no consequences to your action isn't trolling. That's how you truly are. You know, people try to get away with too much stuff by passing it off and just saying that they're trolling. You know, I mean, come on, it's 2013. Do we really have anything? And check out this trigger control right here. Yeah, that's how you not shoot your teammates. But, you know, in 2013, do we really still have such petty notions as, you know, racial superiority or racial inferiority? I mean, I guess we do, because there's a huge debate on whether or not gays can get married. And I don't understand why that's a debate at all. You know, I think that in 50 years, we're going to look back on this, and the people who were saying that gays shouldn't be able to be married are the same type of people who are, you know, who did say that blacks couldn't get married to whites back in the day. You know, I mean, that's the kind of ridiculousness that statement has. You know, gays can't get married. You know, if gay people want to get married, more power to them. They have every right to have miserable marriages just like the rest of us. But it's basically just, I mean, it's kind of ties in with the whole, you know, racism on Xbox Live thing. It's just ignorance. You know, it's just, I don't understand something, or I'm afraid of something, therefore I'm going to rail against it as hard as I possibly can. You know, and I probably have some religious viewers out there, and I do apologize if, you know, actually no, I don't apologize if what I say next offends you. You know, it mentions being gay in the Bible twice. It mentions divorce in the Bible, you know, over 20 times. So, you know, if you go by number of mentions in the Bible, it's a much bigger sin to get divorced than it is to be gay. Yet you don't see people, you know, picketing saying God hates divorcees. So that's just a little bit of hypocrisy that I can't stand. You know, I mean, any faith that you have, you know, religion is a deeply personal thing, so I'm not going to knock anybody's religion. I'm just saying, don't use your religion to justify your personal hatreds. You know, the book, any religious book, wasn't made so that you can be a douchebag. You know, most religious books try to give you a framework to live your life. And generally, you know, if you follow most religious books, or at least the main tenets of the faith, then you'll be a good person. You know, just please, people, please stop using religion as an excuse to, you know, oh, well, I hate this, so I'm going to find something in this book that gives me justification to hate it. No, you're not going to find anything in the book that gives you justification for hatred. The only thing you're going to find justification for is that you're a douchebag. And I did speed that up there because that was probably the single worst VSAT in history. And that's just my inexperience playing hardcore. You know, I didn't check to see how much time was left in the round before I called it in. And then I got 1 kill from the VSAT. So, you know, there's a pro tip for you people. Check the time limit left in the round before you use your kill streaks. Or, sorry, score streaks now. So, COD Ghost, there's supposed to be a pre-reveal, I guess, tomorrow. And then E3 is when we start to learn a lot of stuff about, you know, the Xbox One, the PS4, and COD Ghosts. And I personally am going to be disappointed if COD Ghost doesn't have an all-new engine, not just a modified version of the same old engine that Call of Duty's been running on since COD 4. You know, I mean, it's time. Like I said, we're on COD, I think this will be 11 or 12 or something like that, maybe even more. There's no reason to use the engine from that long ago. You know, especially this is the perfect time to introduce a new engine with new consoles coming out. Now take advantage of that new console's hardware. You know, the Xbox came out, what, in 2005? So we're running on 8-year-old hardware at this point. You know, give us a new engine. Take advantage of that new hardware. And fix some of the ridiculous things that have plagued this game series since it was first made. You know, like bullets coming out of your forehead instead of coming out of your gun. You know, fix the head glitching. I don't mind head glitches. I don't mind cover. You know, I use cover a lot in my gameplay. But don't make it so that the only thing you can see is the top of somebody's head. And thank God I had fail aim right there. But don't make it so that you can see the top of somebody's head and them see, you know, like the upper half of your body. I mean, I realize that this is a video game. You know, if you want a realistic first-person shooter, then the first time that you die in that game, take the disc out of your system and break it and never play it again. You know, unless you do that, then you have, honestly, you have no gripe about realism in video games. You know, this game's an arcade shooter. It's not intended to be a military simulation. Sorry about that little rant there. But yeah, fix that. You know, fix some of the other things, like, you know, well, they're adding a new feature, slide on your knees instead of dolphin dive, which is basically just going to be a variation of dolphin dive, but it doesn't prone you like dolphin dive does. The big question is, are you going to be able to shoot while you're doing that? Because if not, then it's really just kind of a dolphin dive gimmick. You know, it's just kind of a ripoff. But now, don't get me wrong, I'm excited for the new consoles, and I'm excited for COD Ghosts. I hope they just learn from the mistakes of their past. You know, if they can just take the things that were wrong with the previous Call of Duties and implement, you know, take those things out or fix them in the new Call of Duties, then we're good to go. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and let the music play us out here because I had an absolute beast end to this round. So until next time, this is Zero saying, I'll catch you on the flip side.